Special visit. President Monson makes an appearance at today's devotional. Find out what counsel he gave to BYU students.
Camping out. How students spent their Halloween night waiting for a Tuesday treat. A closer seat for the devotional.
Drug demonstration. What people hope to raise awareness about when it comes to your prescription drugs. I'm Janae Anderson.
And I'm Lydia DeFranchi. It's Tuesday, November 1st, and in Utah, it's 12 o'clock.
From KBYU and the BYU Department of Communications. This is the award-winning 11 News at noon.
A special November treat today for the BYU community as the president of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints came to campus today for BYU's devotional. The Marriott Center was packed today with students wanting to hear from President Thomas S. Monson. 11 News reporter Anna Hayes is live there where President Monson just wrapped up his remarks.
Yeah, Janae, you know, all this wet weather that we're having did not stop thousands of students from gathering at the Marriott Center to hear the words of LDS prophet Thomas S. Monson. You know, President Monson was joined by his daughter Ann Dibb and Apostle Russell M. Nelson as he talked to students about being a light and about being an example of the believers.
Each has had experiences unique to you and you alone. You've come to Brigham Young University from locations across the country and the world. You come from varied backgrounds, and yet there's much that we have in common one with another.
President Monson also talked about becoming true followers of Jesus Christ. He reminded everyone of the potential that they have to do good in the world and to share that light. That is, of course, if they know how to keep that light burning.
Unfortunately for many, that light which all were endowed at birth has dimmed. In some cases, almost to the point of being extinguished. Ours is the responsibility to keep our lights aflame and burning brightly, that they might shine for others to see and follow.
Reminded everyone in the audience that by doing the small and simple things like saying your prayers and reading the Book of Mormon, you can help to keep that light burning. And Janae, you know, it really just is incredible being inside that room when the prophet enters and exits, and you can really just hear a pin drop. It gets so quiet, and it's just inspiring to see the love and admiration that these students have for the prophet. Reporting live from the Marriott Center, I'm Anna Hayes, 11 News.
Sounds like a great experience. Thanks, Anna.
Dozens of BYU students spent last night under the stars for a chance to see President Monson up close. 11 News reporter Alexis Flake visited with those who camped out to get a good place in line. Alexis, have you warmed up yet?
Well, the temperature was below freezing when I got there at 4 this morning, but even the cold, wet weather couldn't keep some students away from lining up for their leader. Blankets, backpacks, sneakers, and slippers, all part of a spontaneous student campout in anticipation of President Monson's address.
You have to take full advantage of being here at BYU, and if you have the opportunity to hear the prophet speak, you might as well camp out.
Even after a long night of Halloween parties, these students traded in a good night's rest for a better seat in the Marriott Center. And while the ground may not be as comfortable as his bed, BYU student Mark Johnson says he would do it all again for a chance to see the prophet.
Kind of hard to sleep on concrete, but it's worth it. You get to see the prophet, so I'm excited.
For many, being this close to President Monson is fulfilling a lifelong dream.
We're all from different places so far away, and we've all just dreamt of seeing the prophet our whole lives, and we're actually going to do it today.
Some students say they also dream of being the first in line, and for Zach Gibson, that's a reality. Zach was the first one to set up his tent, and he says that spending the night on the concrete isn't even a sacrifice.
If I can camp for Jim or I can camp for President Monson, I'm so pumped to see him and be like on the floor and up close to the prophet.
This isn't the first time students have camped out to see President Monson, and they're saying they hope he'll come back again next year so they can pitch their tents again. Live in the newsroom, Alexis Flake, 11 News.
I'm glad to see you're inside where it's dry and warm now. Thanks, Alexis. A Utah lawmaker wants to make it easier for college students to transfer schools. Senator John Valentine of Orem is crafting a law that would require all state colleges to accept general education credits taught at other state-run schools. Valentine says education must have the same rigor across the state, so credits from one state school are as valid as any other school's credits. Some of the costumes people wore yesterday were not all for fun. These people from the SMART Coalition dressed up for a rally to highlight the scary reality of prescription drug overdose. The coalition placed 236 tombstones on the Provo courthouse grounds to represent the number of people who died in Utah last year from overdoses. The coalition says they want people to stop the deadly trend by participating in a drug take-back.
I was raised on the motto, use it out, but there's one exception, and that is prescription drugs. Get rid of them when you're done.
12 cities participation in the drug take back this month, and the winner, Eagle Mountain, they brought in 65 pounds of prescription drugs that added to the $4.4 million worth of drugs they collected this month. 2 Halloween accidents put 3 teenagers in the hospital, 2 girls from West Jordan and 1 boy from Weber County. Vehicles hit them last night while they were trick-or-treating. Officers say both accidents happened because of poor visibility. The girls are undergoing surgeries and the boy is in critical condition, but officials say they expect them to recover. A tow truck driver is in a coma after getting hit by a tracks train. Police say Julio Mendoza was hit while trying to drive around the crossing arms. The crash caused Mendoza's truck to split in 2 and derailed the front tracks car. Doctors say the driver has no broken bones and expect him to survive.
111 News at noon returns. Cross removal. Why state troopers must now take down crosses that honored their fallen comrades.
And closing roads. Utah is getting ready for winter in the mountains. We'll tell you which roads up the canyon are now off limits. The legal battle over memorials to honor fallen highway patrol officers is now over, and the cross is lost. The U.S. Supreme Court decided not to take up the issue, meaning that a federal court ruling that says the 14 crosses violate the First Amendment will stand. Cross supporters could move the crosses to private property, but they have to remove the UHP logo. Lawyers for the other side say the state can still honor the fallen, just not with a religious symbol.
5 GOP state House leaders will be in Washington this week addressing Utah's transportation concerns. They're working with Senator Mike Lee and Representative Jason Chaffetz to eliminate the federal gas tax in Utah and let the state raise its own transportation funds. They're also working against a proposal that would turn the Arizona strip of I-15 into a toll road. Can you feel the chill? UDOT can. The fear of snow forces them to put up gates on popular roads and start winter maintenance. 11 News reporter Lizzie Early shows us which road is now a dead end to drivers.
Driving up the Provo Canyon a few weeks ago meant hills of yellow and orange, but now that the leaves are brown and the trees are bare, travelers should be careful not to take a wrong turn. The Alpine Loop is closed for the season.
So we close it before the first snowfall, and then we open it back up in the spring when the snow's gone.
The road connects the Provo and American Fork canyons, and most people use it as a shortcut to get home, but not for the next 6 months.
We're concerned about cleaning the pipes that run underneath the road, and in order to do that, we have to close it so that traffic, we have enough room so that traffic isn't impacted.
The Utah Department of Transportation says that winter maintenance helps with flooding problems in the spring.
The Alpine Loop may be closed to cars, but it's still open to hikers, bikers, and four-wheelers.
The Department of Transportation says local drivers are usually aware of this closure, but some people were still surprised when they drove up to the closed gate.
And my wife says, well, let's go up over Sundance. I did. And now I'll go over the other way.
The Glovers say they were disappointed to see no signs of the closure on their way to the road. To avoid the Alpine Loop, drivers need to go through Orem and take I-15 to the American Fork exit. In Provo Canyon, Lizzie Early, 11 News.
The shutdown becomes official today once the Forest Service does a sweep to make sure no cars are left on the road.
A serious accusation against Herman Cain, carbon monoxide poisoning strikes in Connecticut, and trick-or-treaters brave Massachusetts' snowy sidewalks. Here's your look at news from across the nation. Republican presidential candidate Herman Cain is now fighting allegations of sexual harassment as he continues his campaign for the White House. News outlet Politico reports that while Cain worked at the National Restaurant Association, at least 2 female employees complained about inappropriate behavior. Cain denies all accusations and claims his campaign success has put a target on his back. Power outages in Connecticut caused life-threatening problems for a man and his elderly mother. The 2 were hospitalized after their generator poisoned them with carbon monoxide emissions. Emergency responders found the mother unconscious but were able to revive her. They say 2 others in the house are okay and urge people to use generators safely. And the recent snowstorms and power problems are no match for determined trick-or-treaters. Kids in Boston avoided low-hanging tree branches and downed power lines to get their yearly candy fix. Parents decorated 50 cars for a safe trunk-or-treat. Elsewhere, homeowners worked double time to clear sidewalks so some soldiers wouldn't miss out. Everyone agreed the extra work was better than canceling Halloween. And that's your look at news from across the nation. Lydia?
When 11 News at Noon returns, Monster Games. BYU's soccer team is on the field playing dress-up. How being a monster for a day makes practice a little more challenging. Day of the Dead. Don't put away those spooky decorations yet. A Mexican tradition means you can keep on celebrating.
And our first day in November may be bringing our first snow to reach the valley floor. Your 11 weather when we
It is so cold outside, and now I'm even hearing talk of snow.
Yeah, there's been a few reports of snow actually, like in the benches. You can see it in the mountains. No.
It's only November 1st.
Yeah, you might
we are
see
in
it.
Utah.
Well, the snow is starting to come down in the mountains and in the benches, and you can see right now on campus it is a little bit gloomy. The rain has been coming down all morning, and that's due to a low pressure system that has moved into the state and has brought quite a bit of rain with it so far. And the temperatures are only going to get cooler as the day goes on. It's 36 degrees right now, 81% humidity, and it's going to remain breezy all throughout the day. So we've already seen our high for the day this morning. It was in the 40s, and it's going to go all the way to 30 tonight as sunset at 6:24 tonight, and it's going to get a little bit colder, and if the clouds clear off it could even get a little bit below 30, so maybe freezing temperatures, but we do know that snow is going to be a part of our day today, maybe mixed with a little bit of rain. And the snow possibilities for today will be in the mountains 3 to 6 inches and low 1 inches in the benches. Depending on if that low front moves in and that cold air, we could even see snow in the valleys, maybe just a trace, but if there is enough accumulation it could be up to a couple of inches. So winter mode again, be careful as you're driving home tonight, because the roads may be a little bit icy and slushy from that snow and rain mixture. And the storm that has moved through has brought quite a bit of rain with it this morning, and that area of low pressure that will move in will bring a lot more colder air with it. So we're going to see that snow come and go throughout the day, maybe mixed with that rain. So the lows or the highs around the state are a little bit lower than normal. We have Logan at 44, Nephi at 47, and Cedar City at 55. And as we go throughout the day, southern Utah may see a little bit more snow all the way down to Cedar City. And the temperatures are colder than usual, and they're going to dip down tomorrow, 63, and it's going to be even colder for southern Utah this weekend. So not typical temperatures for southern Utah, and especially on Thursday it's going to warm back up, but it is going to be breezy throughout the day. And the Wasatch Front, the weather is cooler, and the snow is coming, so you can see snow tonight. It's going to cool down throughout the day. Again, Thursday, it's going to warm up for us, but that windy weather, it's not going to feel like 60 degrees. And through the weekend, we are going to have another chance of snow and colder temperatures. So it's time for us to get ready to realize that winter is coming.
It's time. It's here.
It's here.
Well, at least it wasn't last night during trick-or-treating.
Yeah.
So we got our candy. We're good.
So we got our fix. We're good.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jake.
Yep.
So with daylight savings just around the corner, it looks like our BYU football fans are going to be watching their in the dark.
Yeah, Kelsey, tell us more about these last late-night games.
Well, those TBAs are changing on the BYU's football schedule, so ladies, grab a pen and paper during the break, because the last 2 home games start times are here and you don't want to miss it. In spooky spirit, the BYU women's soccer team is sporting a new uniform. Sports is next.
Get your pen and paper ready because the wait for the start times of the last two BYU home football games is over. ESPN announced that the Cougars will take on the Vandals of the University of Idaho on Saturday, November 12th at 7:15 p.m. on ESPN2, and the BYU versus New Mexico State game will be played Saturday, November 19th at 8:15 p.m. on ESPNU. The BYU men's golf team is preparing to turn things around today after falling behind in the first round of the Pacific Invitational in Stockton, California. BYU jumped out of the gate early yesterday but couldn't keep up the pace, shooting par and placing 7th after day one. The Cougars are just 6 shots behind the tournament leaders, Nevada and Denver, and have a shot at moving up in the charts with a good round today. If you saw a few strange things on BYU Southfield campus last night, you weren't dreaming. 11 sports reporter Rebecca Woen went to check out the paranormal activity.
The women's soccer team headed to the field yesterday to boost team spirit, but this time it was a different kind of spirit.
I fell down one time and I could not get back up. They tried to pull me up and I couldn't bend my knees because this is in the way. And so they ended up dragging me for a little while, but I eventually got back up.
Yes, you saw that right. Minions, monsters, and grapes joining together to play soccer. The women's soccer team practiced in costume yesterday, and it proved to be quite a difficult task. For some, deciding who to be on the field was their first challenge.
We just got a little creative and used some poster board and a plastic tablecloth, kind of put it together how we thought it worked, and kind of turned out nicer than we thought.
Being in costume isn't something that's foreign to this team.
We love doing stuff like this. Like any type of goofy, silly practice is just like so perfect for us because most of us have a very weird, goofy side.
And having fun isn't the only benefit of dressing up.
And it's fun to let those, come out and be goofy together because for us that's a lot of team building.
It just brings around like the fun atmosphere, so we're relaxed and we can just have fun and play, and we always play better when we're having fun.
With their renewed team spirit, the soccer team will suit up again this Saturday for their last game in Moraga, California, but this time they'll be in uniform. Kelsey?
Real Salt Lake is preparing for a huge second leg game in Seattle after the most convincing first leg victory in league history. RSL is sitting on a 3-0 lead after game 1 of the semifinal stint and has put itself in a great position to advance, despite Seattle's home crowd advantage. Even a 2-0 loss in Seattle would push Real through. If RSL advances, it has a very short turnaround to the Western Conference Championship on Sunday. So game time tomorrow will be at 8 p.m., but I think today they have a practice, so maybe if they dress up like the women's soccer team, they'll have a good one.
I know, but hopefully they will have more success with getting their players up and off the field. I was dying when they were dragging her out of that goal. Such a great story.
Yeah,
good job,
might not
Rebecca.
Want to reduce their mobility there.
Yeah.
Won't be helpful.
Thanks, Kelsey. Still to come on 11 News at noon. Family Fiesta. A family tradition keeps the holiday spirit alive for a few days longer. We'll be right back.
Your Halloween candy coma is in full swing, but don't get too anxious to put away your decorations. You could use them to celebrate the Day of the Dead. 11 News reporter Alfredo Carrera tells us how some people in Utah are celebrating this foreign tradition.
Schools, tombs, and candles may sound like ornaments for the Halloween season, but some people from Mexico take those items 2 days after this holiday as a part of their yearly family fiesta, Day of the Dead.
When you lose a loved one, it's very painful and sad. But the Day of the Dead is a day of rejoicing and a day of happiness because you know you are with them.
Rocio says many people in her country expect the spirits of past relatives to visit with them, and they put up altars with flowers, food, and even toys their loved ones enjoyed while still alive. Every single element in this altar has a special meaning for the people that put it up. But Rocio says pictures of late relatives like her dad are essential for them to honor and remember them.
I have lost several family members. The Day of the Dead is a day to remember them and give them a tribute telling them we are here for you.
Other immigrants from Mexico say it can be challenging to keep their traditions while living in a foreign country, but they say they will teach new generations about their own heritage.
It is important for me that my kid learns all the culture from our country, but since we are here, we don't teach it constantly.
Special exhibits and cultural events have helped these folk spring traditions to life. After a long journey to find friends and relatives, spirits of loved ones can go back to rest in peace until the next family reunion. In Provo, Alfredo Carrera, 11 News.
That's such a neat way to connect with your family.
Yeah, and I talked with Alfredo, and he said that it's common for people who celebrate this tradition to camp out in graveyards from November 1st into November 2nd, so they'll be doing that tonight.
Oh, family camp out.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
Really interesting.
Yeah.
They'll need to make sure that they actually, dress warm. It's going to be really cold. So.
Yeah,
exactly.
Hopefully no snow tonight.
Or rain on them.
Yeah, and maybe we'll have some of those campers over at the Marriott Center camping out too, so just a fun thing. That's your 11 News at noon for Tuesday, November 1st.
You can join us anytime online at our website, 11news.byu.edu.
Thanks for watching. Have a great afternoon.